Today, I'm going to be talking about God's deep provision and a new perspective that I gained on hope. So, I think the first thing I'll start with was a little earlier, probably this month, I really started to get into just more organic things, organic clothing and cotton and foods, and just making stuff. I started making a lot of butter. I started making like cleaning stuff, and in my mind, I used to be like, it's just so expensive, and why, like, I need to like steward my money well and things like that. But then it also kind of came to me like stewarding our body as a temple, and it's not necessarily splurging. Yes, this food is significantly a little bit more expensive, but it's been so cool to like recognize that I am in college and have like a small part-time job, but to somehow be able to still provide this good food for myself and to make all these things and stuff. So that's just my little testament of how God's provided for me, and maybe encourage you to, I don't know, just do some research for yourself. And then the second part is, so I signed up to go on this mission trip to Mozambique in South Africa in next July. And I'm so excited, I can't wait. And when I signed up, I kind of thought the cost was only $1,500. And then I realized like that wasn't including like the flight and stuff. So I realized that the whole entire total cost was $4,000. And I was like, okay, I know I can do this, but that sounds like a lot. And I was talking to the girl that is kind of like helping me raise and stuff. We're like brainstorming ideas and people and things, and just trying to finish this semester. I can't say that it's been like my main focus. So I've definitely been a little bit stressed out about like support raising, because I've support raised before, but not like in this capacity. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, like I'll probably talk to my pastor and see if they have any ideas about like maybe some people I can partner with in the church and stuff like that. And so last Sunday, a couple weeks ago, I had texted them, and it like nothing really came out of it. So I was like, okay, like I know they're so busy. And then last Sunday, I went up to them, and I mean, these people are like family to me, so it's super easy to talk to them. But I went up to him and I was like, hey, like explained all what I'm doing, and I was like, I committed to go on a mission trip, and I was just wondering, who I could partner with or who I could talk to, or just guidance on how to go about this. And he was like, yeah, no, of course. How much is the trip? And I was like, it's about $4,000. And he looks at me and he goes, it's done. It's yours. You can go. And I said, what? I looked at him in disbelief and cried like I've never cried before, because it was just, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this can't, like, I kind of wanted to like do the work and work for it. But like, I was just like, like right now, like I was like at a loss for words. It couldn't process my mind, because I'm not used to like asking for money, and it's asking money for the kingdom with like-minded believers. So it's a totally different. It's not like I'm just like going to someone and being like, hey, can I have $20? But it was just insane. And I gave him a hug, and I was like, you have no idea. And I was like, this is insane. This is the craziest thing that's probably ever happened in my life. So that was just such a relief, and instantly I called my, her name's Ava, I called Ava, and I was like, dude, oh my gosh, guess what? And we're like both freaking out on the phone together, and she was like, she's like, I've heard of this happening sometimes, but it doesn't really happen that often, and that's so cool. And so I'm just beyond blessed in God's provision, and it is just so cool to like, when you say yes to God, you have to have confidence and hope that He's already got it provided for you, that yes, you're still gonna have to do some work, but sometimes He just decides to just bless you abundantly. He always blesses us abundantly, but like crazily. Yeah, so then going through that, while I was praying and stuff, I had this hope, and Ava actually said something that really, really stuck out to me. It was to know that you will be provided for, because all the money is already God's, and if you're doing something for God's will and His plan, like He's gonna get you the money. So it was just so cool. Okay, yeah, and then transferring through that, this last week at church, I really had a new perspective shift on hope. Because when you hear hope, you hope in God, and it's like, yes, God, like I hope you're gonna do this, I know you're gonna do this, but it's like, do we really know He's gonna do it? Even though He has never let us down before, we present ourselves with new circumstances a lot of the times. So my pastor said something, and he was like, hope is not wishful thinking. It's not thinking like, I wish you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna really close my eyes and cross my fingers that this is really gonna happen. Hope is so different meaning in the world and in the word, and it's like hope in God is so confident and rooted, and hope is like knowing. And I don't think I mean, sometimes I would view it like that, but not all the time. Like, sometimes I would be like, okay, God, I hope you do this. But it's truly like, okay, I'm hoping in you because I am concreted foundationally so minded, rooted that you are gonna do this. And that's just so cool to me. It's not wishful thinking, and it's just a confidence in him. It's not naive, it's not unknowing, it's knowing who he is and what he will do. So I just think that's so cool. And that's a little testimony to everything that's been going on for me, just in full thankfulness. And also with just like that week, I feel like I was so out of it. Like, I was not consistent with God, I was barely reading my Bible, and I just felt so undeserving in that moment. And that is just also God's character of like, wow, he is so abundant, and it's just so cool. He's just so good, and I didn't deserve any of it, and none of us ever did, but he did and continues to do so much for us. So I just think that's so cool, and I really hope that you enjoyed my 6-minute talk. Have a good day.